Hi there, Carrie here. If you know me, you know I'm all about equipping kids with the life skills necessary to live lives that are full of joy and purpose and intention. What does it mean? It means helping them become resilient and responsible, goal oriented, to have perseverance and gratitude, to see challenges as opportunities and not problems, and to be equipped to face each day regardless of what the day may bring. But these skills don't necessarily come naturally for kids, or any of us for that matter. They have to be learned, they have to be practiced, and they have to be developed. I always tell kids to think of it like a muscle. How do our muscles get bigger and stronger? We exercise them and we use them over and over again. So, the life skill muscle that we're going to focus on today is called flexible thinking. Okay, so what does flexible thinking look like? Well, let's start by looking at what it is not. So, the opposite of flexible thinking is fixed thinking. And when a child or adult has fixed thinking, they typically see things one way, and oftentimes their way. It's difficult for a person with fixed thinking to see alternative solutions or to see things from another perspective or to learn a new way of doing things. Collaboration and working with others is also really difficult for someone with fixed thinking tendencies. Fixed thinkers thrive on consistency and predictability, routine, and structure because anything outside of that will challenge their rigid thinking and make them uncomfortable. So, children with fixed thinking tendencies get frustrated easily. They repeat the same mistakes because they have this tunnel vision. They struggle to adapt to change. They get overwhelmed, which can come out in the form of meltdowns when rules or circumstances change. And they give up easily when things don't go their way. Because of all of these things, unfortunately, fixed thinkers tend to get labeled as stubborn or uncooperative or bossy or difficult. So you can start to see how these tendencies would make it hard to function in a world that's so fast paced and constantly changing. Flexible thinkers, on the other hand, are able to see things from different perspectives. They are curious and open minded. They can look at and evaluate alternate solutions to determine the best one. They collaborate and interact with others really well, and they thrive on exploration and discovery. They're accepting of others' experiences and ideas because they don't feel threatened or uncomfortable by them. Flexible thinkers thrive in fluid environments where things change often. They see problems and challenges as new opportunities. And children that are flexible thinkers are able to control their emotions when things don't go their way. They're able to look for alternatives when they make a mistake. They easily adapt to change. And they're accepting of changes to rules or circumstances. And they persevere even when things don't go their way. Flexible thinkers tend to be labeled as helpful, cooperative, positive, adaptable. The thing is, as children grow and develop, they naturally lean towards being more flexible or more fixed in their thinking. For children that lean more towards fixed thinking tendencies, all that means is that they just need to spend a little bit more time building and developing their flexible thinking muscle. And even for those kiddos that are naturally more flexible in their thinking, building and exercising their flexible thinking muscle is super important also, especially as challenges in life become more difficult as they grow. Even as adults, we need to keep exercising this muscle or build it in the first place so that it stays strong. So here are 5 ways to develop and build your flexible thinking muscle. First and foremost, be the example. Be transparent with your kiddos when life goes sideways and the unexpected happens. Let them see how you respond and pivot and come up with plan Bs or Cs or even Ds. I think so often we try to hide things from our kiddos because we think we're protecting them, but the reality is these are great learning opportunities. And when you talk them through your thought process, it helps them start to develop a roadmap of their own on how to think through their own challenges. So if you ran out of time to go to the store and grab ground beef for Taco Tuesday, instead of getting frustrated, turn it into a game. Explain what happened and say, all right, kids, look in the fridge and pantry. Help me think of 3 things we could make for dinner tonight with the ingredients we have on hand, and then we'll all vote what we're having for dinner tonight. Not only are the kids going to have fun doing this, you've shown them how to get unstuck when things don't go according to plan. Win-win. Number 2, brainstorm alternatives. Take some time each day, maybe at the end of the day, to review some of the things that happened that day. Choose things that went well and not so well. Acknowledge how they responded well in a certain situation and talk about the positive outcomes that came from it. Like, hey, when your crayons kept breaking, you did a great job of just finding new colors to use. What do you think would have happened if you would have gotten frustrated and broken all your crayons? Or look for alternative responses in situations when they struggled a bit. So I know you were really frustrated when I told you you had to get off your iPad, but what happened when you threw it across the room? Now it's broken. Let's try and think of some other ways you could have responded. The idea is to help your kiddos start to understand their own thought process from beginning to end, including the consequences, so they can start to see the impact of the choices they make and then think through those as situations come up. It's a lot easier to have these teachable moments before or after an incident, because when your kiddos are in the heat of the moment, they aren't mentally or emotionally able to process the information clearly. Okay, number 3, find fun activities that encourage flexible thinking. Playing checkers, playing chess or card games, Rubik's Cube or Jenga are all things that require flexible thinking. Put a puzzle together. And even, I love this one, telling jokes and riddles are also super fun ways to encourage flexible thinking because they usually involve some sort of play on words, which require thinking about these words in a different way. Number 4, change the rules up. Make silly changes to regular activities. For little ones, say something like, today we're going to brush our teeth standing on one leg. Or we have to take a different route to school 3 times this week. Or we're going to find a new park to play at today. Challenge them to see what they can come up with and make up new rules to their favorite games. Like if you roll a dice, 3, you have to do 3 jumping jacks. Just something different, even if it's super silly, just for them to realize that it's okay and it actually can be kind of fun. Number 5, help your kiddos think of some phrases that they can use when they start to feel like they're getting stuck. Things like, I know I can figure this out if I keep trying. Or the way I'm doing it right now isn't working. Maybe if I try a different way, it'll work. Or sometimes there are things that I can't control, but that's okay. Or maybe other people can help me with this. Or this is really hard, but I'm making progress. We all need these reminders to refocus us when life is going sideways. So speak them into your child. Encourage them to speak them when they're struggling. Put them up in their room so they're surrounded by these ideas. Let them become a natural part of their self-talk. Remember, just like any other muscle in your body, this flexible thinking muscle needs attention and exercise to grow and develop. Keep finding new ways to encourage this in your kiddos and yourselves. You'll see the difference, but more importantly, your kiddos will feel the difference. You got this. Want more of this? Let's stay connected. You can subscribe here. Also, make sure to scan the QR code to get weekly-ish visits from me in your email with tools and resources to help you get your kiddos and your family out of survival mode and on their way to thriving. I promise I will only send things I believe will be ultra valuable to you. So I'm so thrilled we got connected, and I can't wait to see you again. Welcome to the Well Equipped family.